World War II, one of the most catastrophic conflicts in human history, was the result of a complex interplay of political, economic, and social factors that had been brewing for decades. To understand the real reasons behind the outbreak of this global conflict, one must delve into the aftermath of World War I, the rise of totalitarian regimes, and the failures of international diplomacy. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, marked the end of World War I but sowed the seeds for future discord. The treaty imposed harsh reparations on Germany, stripping it of territory, military capability, and economic stability. This created widespread resentment among the German populace, who felt humiliated and betrayed. The economic consequences were dire. Hyperinflation and unemployment plagued the nation throughout the 1920s and early 1930s. This environment of despair and discontent became fertile ground for extremist ideologies to take root, leading to the rise of Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party, who promised to restore Germany's former glory. In Italy, similar sentiments emerged following World War I, where the Treaty of Saint-Germain and the Treaty of Rapallo left many Italians feeling slighted. Benito Mussolini capitalized on this discontent by promoting a fascist agenda that glorified nationalism and militarism. The Italian invasion of Ethiopia in 1935 was a clear manifestation of this aggressive expansionism, which would later inspire other nations to pursue their imperial ambitions. The global economic crisis of the 1930s further exacerbated these tensions. The Great Depression had devastating effects worldwide, leading to widespread unemployment and social unrest. Countries struggled to recover, and many turned inward, adopting protectionist policies that stifled international trade. In this environment, authoritarian regimes gained popularity as they promised stability and economic recovery. The Soviet Union, under Joseph Stalin, also played a role in this turbulent period, promoting communism as an alternative to fascism and capitalism. As the 1930s progressed, the aggressive actions of Germany, Italy, and Japan began to reshape the global landscape. Germany's remilitarization of the Rhineland in 1936 was a bold challenge to the Treaty of Versailles, and the lack of a strong response from France and Britain emboldened Hitler further. The annexation of Austria in 1938 and the subsequent demands for the Sudetenland in Czechoslovakia illustrated his expansionist ambitions. The Munich Agreement of 1938, wherein Britain and France allowed Hitler to annex parts of Czechoslovakia in a bid to maintain peace, is often cited as a classic example of the policy of appeasement that ultimately failed to prevent war. Meanwhile, Italy expanded its influence in the Mediterranean, and Japan pursued aggressive territorial expansion in Asia, culminating in the invasion of China in 1937. The failure of the League of Nations to effectively address these aggressions highlighted the weaknesses in international diplomacy. The League, established to promote peace and cooperation, lacked the authority and military power to enforce its resolutions, rendering it ineffective in the face of rising militarism. The final spark that ignited World War II came on September 1, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. This blatant act of aggression prompted Britain and France to declare war on Germany, marking the official beginning of the conflict. The invasion was not merely a territorial ambition. It was a culmination of years of resentment, economic hardship, and failed diplomacy. In conclusion, World War II did not arise from a single cause, but rather from a confluence of historical grievances, economic instability, and the rise of authoritarian regimes. The failure of the international community to address these issues and the policy of appeasement ultimately paved the way for a conflict that would engulf the globe, leading to unprecedented loss of life and reshaping the world order. Understanding these factors is crucial for recognizing the importance of diplomacy and cooperation in preventing future conflicts.